Our story begins with Denji, seen calculating how much debt he has left, joined by his canine Pochita, who has a chainsaw on its head. The two then goes off to kill a tomato devil as part of his devil hunting job. After taking down the tomato devil, the old man who commends Denji on his job pays him, but after covering his expenses, he's left with almost nothing for food. The old man, a member of the Yakuza that hired Denji, explains to his driver that they are making Denji work off his father's debt. The driver then offers Denji 100 yen to eat a cigarette, in which Denji obliges as the driver runs off laughing. Later that day, Denji begins to tell Pochita how apparently it's normal for people to eat bread with jam on it, but sadly, something he'll never experience since he's stuck paying off his father's debt seemingly until the day he dies. We're then shown a flashback to a saddened Denji looking onwards to his father's grave. Here, he meets Pochita, startled by the devil's appearance. Thinking Pochita was going to eat him, collapses. He tells Pochita to bite his arm, knowing that devils can recover by consuming blood. Denji then offered a contract with Pochita, but in exchange, must save Denji's life as well. The flashback ends with Denji asking the old man if he'll hire him as a devil hunter. In the present, Denji tells Pochita about his upcoming dream, which will consist of bread with jam and going out with the girl. Denji and Pochita begins to smile until Denji, coughing blood, mentions how his mother also coughed blood from a heart condition. The old man tells Denji he has a job for him as the two proceed to drive off somewhere. They arrived at an abandoned building where the old man tells Denji how grateful he is for his services, yet backstabs him. The old man admits how everyone in the Yakuza wanted to get stronger, so they made a contract with the zombie devil, which turned the old man and his men into zombies. Now serving under the zombie devil, he orders his slaves to kill Denji. Denji tries his best to outrun the zombies, but unfortunately, his body is thrown inside a dumpster. Inside the dumpster, some of Denji's blood gets into Pochita, making him recall a memory of Denji alluding to how devils can take over dead bodies, telling Pochita if he were to die, to take over his and make his dreams come true. In the present, Denji's body begins to heal. Pochita tells Denji he's always enjoyed listening to Denji speak about his dreams and forms a contract with him. As a result, Pochita will give Denji his heart in exchange that Denji fulfill his dreams. Denji wakes up from the dumpster and notices Pochita's tail/cord on his chest. The zombie devil, startled by Denji's appearance, commands the zombies towards him. Denji pulls the cord from his chest, turning into Chainsaw Man, ripping the zombies into pieces. As the events unfold in front of the zombie devil, Denji leaps into the air. Denji then proceeds to kill every last zombie in his way. Soon after that, 3 people arrive at the warehouse as they notice an exhausted and bloody Denji stumbling their direction. The woman approaching Denji comments on his unusual scent, realizing he isn't human or a devil. She asks if he did all of this, but Denji, barely standing, asks her to hold him. She hugs Denji, turning him back into a human. She tells Denji that she was sent to kill the zombie devil, revealing to be a public safety devil hunter. Then offers Denji 2 choices, to be killed by her or become her pet, in which she'll shelter and feed Denji. Hearing he would be getting bread with jam amongst other things for breakfast, Denji agrees. While riding in the car, Denji's stomach growls. Hungry, the woman tells Denji that she'll buy him breakfast, but not without putting on a t-shirt first, since he'll draw attention. As they stop to pick something up to eat, a man covered in blood runs towards the counter asking for help. He says his daughter has been captured by a devil and needs help. The woman sends Denji to kill the devil since she doesn't want to get her udon to get soggy. Denji also didn't want to get his udon soggy, but the woman reminds Denji she doesn't need her pet refusing her commands. Denji runs off to the woods, yet is annoyed that the woman treats him as a dog, which sparks his memory of Pochita, causing him to feel depressed. Denji hears the laughing girl looking friendly with the devil. When she notices Denji, she defends the devil and begins telling Denji that the devil actually saved her from her abusive father, begging him to spare its life. Feeling conflicted as the devil reminds Denji of Pochita, he tells the girl to run off. As Denji lets his guard down, the devil grabs a hold of Denji, revealing to be the muscle devil. The muscle devil has the ability to control any muscles it touches. The muscle devils twist Denji's right arm as he begins to laugh diabolically in possession of the little girl. Denji pulls the cord on his chest with his teeth, becoming Chainsaw Man, telling the muscle devil how now he won't feel guilty for killing it. While carrying the child, Denji returns to the woman. Exhausted, he collapses onto her, admitting he quickly feels lightheaded from losing too much blood as Chainsaw Man. When she asks how he turned out that way, Denji explains that his pet devil became his heart. She believes Denji and comments how Pochita is still alive within Denji, as she senses both a human and a devil scent within him. Denji, relieved but unable to eat udon by himself, gets assistance from the woman. Denji asks the woman for her name, replying it's Makima. He follows up with another question asking what's her type, and she says,
"Someone like this boy named Denji."
Makima and Denji arrive at the Devil Hunter Tokyo HQ. She explains to Denji the benefits of being a public safety devil hunter, but Denji's too busy fantasizing about her. Makima gives Denji his uniform. Once changed, she introduces him to Aki Hayakawa and assigns Denji to tag along with them. Confused that he isn't working with Makima, he quickly begins to complain as Aki begins pulling his collar from behind, dragging Denji out of the room. Yet she tells Denji that if he performs well, they'll be able to work together soon. While patrolling, Denji asks Aki if Makima has a boyfriend. Aki then takes Denji to an alley corner and he continues to pulverize Denji, telling him to quit. He explains that if anyone becomes a devil hunter for shallow reasons, they're the first ones to die, correctly guessing Denji only became one as he is interested in Makima. Aki spits his cigarette onto Denji's shirt and walks off. As Denji hits Aki in between his legs, he angrily shouts he only aims for the crotch when fighting guys. He continues, saying for the first time in his life, he's actually got to eat real food and was treated like a person, concluding that if his reasons for becoming a devil hunter are shallow, he'll gladly offer his life to continue living like this. Aki stands up and fights back, but as he got hit in the crotch for the second time, he collapses. Returning to HQ, Denji says Aki got attacked by a testicle devil, with Aki quickly calling out Denji's deceit. They explain they don't get along, yet Makima still places Denji in Aki's experimental squad. She explains that Denji can turn into a devil, and if he ever decides to quit or run off, he'll be eliminated as one.
It means we'll be working together until death do us part.
Later, Denji asks Aki if Makima is a bad or good person. He replies with the latter, mentioning he owes her his life. Denji then recalls Makima hugging him, infatuated with her again as Aki turns around, baffled at what he's just heard. Denji and Aki are now living together, which quickly frustrates Aki whenever he notices the mess Denji leaves everywhere. We got a fiend inside. Aki receives a call for an appearance of a fiend to go investigate. As the two begin to search around the house for the fiend, Aki explains that fiends are devils who have taken over the body of a deceased human. Aki kicks the door, locating the fiend, mentioning that fiends possess the personality of their original devil forms. He commands Denji to turn into a devil to reveal his devil powers, but as the fiend rushes in towards Denji, he simply decapitates it. Denji tells Aki he felt sorry for the fiend and wanted to give it a quick and painless death. Annoyed, Aki shoves his hand into Denji's face, proclaiming that fiends, much like devils, are malicious and he shouldn't sympathize with them. He mentions how devils are the reasons his entire family was murdered in front of them, proclaiming and wanting to cause them equal suffer and anguish. Denji replies if he has the option to be friends with devils, he'll choose that option instead. Aki walks out of the room, where it's quickly revealed that Denji didn't use his chainsaw powers to spray blood all over the porn magazines. Denji remembers Pochita's final words and confirms he already is living his dreams, yet feels like he's missing something. Curious, he wonders if Makima also has a dream and thinks of her, commenting on how he wants to touch some boobs. Denji then has an epiphany and realizes given his current situation, he could very much achieve what he was meant to do his entire life. His purpose, his goal, and that is to touch some
Fruit?
Back at work, Makima informs Denji that she'll be pairing him up with a friend of hers, but warns him that she's a fiend. Power then makes her debut entrance to the story, announcing her name. Denji wonders if fiends can be devil hunters, but as he sees her chest, he quickly accepts it, gleeful to work with her. And that was the Chainsaw Man introduction arc explained.